Think you remember the true taste of the 70s? Let's test your memory. We're counting down the iconic sweets that have vanished, and we bet you can still recall the exact flavor of number 7. Did your favorite make the list? Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share your favorite memories in the comments below. Spangles. Spangles were the quintessential boiled sweet of the era, a vibrant, square-shaped promise of intense flavor that could make a bus journey feel like a grand adventure. Wrapped in a distinctive wax paper that rustled with potential, they came in an array of classic varieties: the sharp, tongue-tingling tangerine, the deeply authentic Old English pear drop, and the beloved fruity mix that offered a rainbow of tastes in one packet. Their flat, chunky design was perfect for sucking, designed to last and last, transforming in your mouth through a spectrum of textures from glassy smooth to a crumbly, flavor-packed finish. They were more than just a sweet. They were a time-based experience, a lesson in patience and delayed gratification that today's instant treats simply cannot replicate. The loss of Spangles left a void in the boiled sweet landscape, a longing for that specific, unapologetic hit of pure, unadulterated fruit essence that modern confectionery, with its focus on gelatinous textures and milk-based creams, has never quite managed to fill for those who knew the original. Pacers. In the great mint divide of the 70s, Pacers positioned themselves as the cool, contemporary, and curiously chewy alternative to traditional favorites like extra-strong mints. They were the mint with a hint of something different, a fresher, almost creamy flavor profile that was less medicinal and more sophisticated, or so their clever marketing suggested. Their texture was a key part of their identity, a firm, chalk-white bar that offered a substantial chew, releasing its crisp, clean flavor gradually rather than in an aggressive blast. Wrapped in their distinctive green and white packet, they felt modern and aspirational, the sweet you might choose if you were trying to be a bit more with it. For a generation, they defined a certain kind of fresh breath confidence, a pocket-sized accessory for a night out or a post-lunch palate cleanser. Their discontinuation was a blow to those who preferred their minty refreshment to be a prolonged, chewy experience rather than a fleeting, hard-boiled one, and the quest for a perfect replica of that unique texture and taste continues to this day among connoisseurs of retro confectionery. Trayettes. Before M&M's truly conquered the British consciousness, there were Trayettes, the original sugar-shelled chocolates that promised to melt in your mouth, not in your hand. These humble yet brilliant little buttons of joy came in two classic varieties, the timeless milk chocolate and the supremely satisfying peanut. The process of eating them was a ritual in itself, pouring a few into your palm, feeling their cool, hard shells, before popping them in your mouth to let the chocolate center slowly soften and meld with the dissolving candy coating. The peanut version was a particular marvel of texture and taste, the salty, crunchy nut perfectly complementing the sweet chocolate and the slight grain of the shell. They were the ultimate sharing sweet, a bag passed around the cinema or during a television program, each handful a small, delicious event. While their successor remains wildly popular, for those who were there, Trayettes had a certain charm and a specific, slightly different chocolate flavor that lives on in memory, a ghost of confectionery past that still haunts the sweet aisles with its absence. Aztec Bar. The Aztec Bar was a behemoth, a legendary slab of chocolate, caramel, and nougat that felt less like a sweet and more like a genuine archaeological find of deliciousness. Its marketing played on themes of ancient empires and hidden gold, and biting into one truly felt like a discovery. The texture was a masterful combination of thick, resistance-giving caramel, a soft, aerated nougat, and a generous coating of milk chocolate that struggled to contain the generous fillings within. It was a substantial eat, a confectionery commitment that could not be rushed, often requiring a strategic approach to avoid sticky fingers. In an age of ever-shrinking chocolate bars, the memory of the Aztec Bar's sheer scale and value for money is particularly potent. It was a sweet for adventurers, for those who wanted their chocolate experience to be an event, and its disappearance from the shelves felt like the end of an era for those who appreciated a properly ambitious chocolate bar that wasn't afraid to be big, bold, and gloriously messy. Pyramids. Pyramids were a stroke of geometric confectionery genius, a triangular mint that was as pleasing to the eye as it was to the palate. Their unique shape made them instantly recognizable, a three-sided promise of cool, creamy mint chocolate that felt more sophisticated than a standard after-dinner mint. The structure was key, a solid, yet smooth and melt-in-the-mouth fondant center, enrobed in a layer of quality dark chocolate that provided a rich, bitter counterpoint to the sweet, refreshing interior. They were the sort of sweet you'd find in a grandparent's good-quality tin, offered to guests after a Sunday roast, elevating the simple act of eating a mint chocolate into a small moment of civility. Their demise was lamented by those who saw them as the pinnacle of the mint chocolate category, a perfect balance of form and function. The modern chocolate mint landscape feels distinctly less architectural without them, and their unique pyramid shape remains an iconic and sorely missed silhouette in the world of retro sweets. Drumstick. The drumstick chewy sweet was a marvel of confectionery engineering, a loyal companion to generations of school children queuing at the tuck shop. Despite its name, it had no relation to the ice cream, instead offering a unique two-tone experience, a firm, raspberry-flavored outer shell giving way to a soft, milky sherbet center. The ritual of eating one was as important as the taste, starting with the initial chew through the resilient fruit layer before your teeth finally hit the rewarding, fizzy crumble within. Each mastication released a new wave of flavor, from the sharp, artificial fruitiness to the creamy, tangy sherbet, creating a dynamic taste sensation that held your attention from first to last bite. Sold for just a penny or two in a distinctive paper wrapper, it was phenomenal value for money, a pocket-sized treat that provided a genuine journey of texture and taste. Its enduring legacy is a testament to its perfect formula, and while many modern chews exist, none have quite replicated the specific joy of that raspberry and milk sherbet combination housed in its uniquely textured form. Caramac. In a world dominated by cocoa, Caramac was a glorious, baffling anomaly. This unique bar, with its distinctive yellow wrapper, was made not from chocolate but from caramelized condensed milk, giving it a sweet, buttery, and deeply comforting flavor that was entirely its own. Its texture was smooth yet curiously crumbly, melting on the tongue without the richness of cocoa, offering a singular sweet experience that divided opinion but inspired fierce loyalty in its devotees. For children who didn't like chocolate, or for anyone seeking a different kind of treat, Caramac was a revelation. Its golden color and creamy taste felt both nostalgic and slightly exotic, a sweet that couldn't be easily categorized. While it has seen fleeting reappearances, its inconsistent availability has only heightened the craving for that specific, non-chocolate brown flavor that so defined a certain strand of British childhood, a testament to the nation's confectionery bravery. Jazzy Jelly. Jazzy Jelly was the ultimate in whimsical, interactive confectionery, a small pot of pure, wobbly joy that came with its own unique eating utensil, a miniature wooden spade, or jazzle. This simple piece of genius transformed the act of eating a jelly from a mere consumption into a playful event. The jelly itself was typically a bright, artificial fruit flavor, quivering and translucent, and the challenge was to excavate it piece by piece with a tiny shovel without it breaking apart catastrophically. It was a sweet that demanded engagement and a certain level of skill, a far cry from the passive eating of a standard chocolate bar. The tactile pleasure of the wooden jazzle against the cool, yielding jelly is a sense memory etched into the minds of anyone who experienced it. The disappearance of Jazzy Jelly represented a loss of fun and imagination from the sweet aisle, and its unique format is a relic of a time when sweets were as much about the play as they were about the taste. The Texan Bar. The Texan Bar was a confectionery legend, a bar so notoriously durable it passed into playground lore. Marketed with the tagline "A man's got to chew," it was a thick, dense slab of chocolate-covered caramel that was less a sweet and more an athletic challenge for your jaw muscles. The initial bite required genuine effort, often threatening to dislodge a tooth, but once conquered, it would slowly soften, releasing a rich, buttery caramel flavor that was the reward for your perseverance. It was the sweet you bought to prove a point, to share with friends while debating the best technique to tackle it, or simply to make a single bar last an impossibly long time. Its reputation for toughness overshadowed its actually quite delicious taste, but that was all part of its charm. While it was briefly resurrected to the delight of nostalgia enthusiasts, the original Texan Bar remains the benchmark for challenging chews, a symbol of a time when sweets weren't afraid to fight back. Spanish Gold. Spanish Gold was the sweet smoker's dream, a licorice-based shredded bubblegum that came in a pouch designed to look like a packet of rolling tobacco. This was confectionery as pure theater, allowing children to mimic the adults in their lives by pinching a shred of the dark, licorice-flavored gum from the pouch and chewing it into a cohesive mass. The ritual was everything: the rustle of the paper packet, the earthy scent of the licorice, and the gradual transformation of the shredded strands into a chewable gum. The flavor was complex, predominantly licorice but with a subtle, underlying sweetness, and the act of rolling your own from the pouch made it feel illicit and exciting. In today's more health-conscious climate, a sweet so openly mimicking tobacco is unthinkable, which makes the memory of Spanish Gold all the more potent. It was a product of its time, a brilliantly conceived piece of play acting that satisfied the childish desire to be grown up, and its unique format is irreplaceable. The original Cadbury's Fuse Bar. Before the era of fusion foods became a trend, the Cadbury's Fuse Bar was masterfully executing the concept. Launched with a spectacular advertising campaign, it was a genuinely innovative chocolate bar that felt like a seismic event. It wasn't just one filling, but a fusion of several: raisins, peanuts, crispy cereal, and a fudgy caramel, all enveloped in Cadbury's signature milk chocolate. Every bite was a textural adventure, a crunch here, a chew there, a burst of fruitiness followed by the savory note of peanut. It was a substantial, satisfying bar that felt like a proper engineered snack, and its popularity was immediate and fervent. Its discontinuation was met with widespread dismay, and petitions for its return surface regularly, a testament to its perfectly balanced recipe. For many, the Fuse Bar represented the peak of Cadbury's innovation, a bold combination that worked on every level and whose absence has left a fuse box-shaped hole in the nation's collective sweet tooth. These weren't just sweets, they were time capsules of flavor, each wrapper a ticket back to a simpler, stickier time. They represent a lost world of corner shops and sixpences, of playground swaps and shared treats. If this sweet trip down memory lane made you smile, do subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. Until next time, keep savoring the past.